First of all, I'm curious to hear how you see yourself as a cyclist. How would you describe yourself?
I would say all rounder, pretty much. I can do a lot of things, but I mean, with nothing, I'm really exceptionally good. So I'm just very average.
A bit of everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can take your card and take a look at it. I think that kind of reflects it.
Yeah, I would say.
Except that there's one that does stand out here, the hills.
Mm-hmm.
Does that surprise you, or is this how you see yourself?
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised. I think it's maybe a bit over what I'm actually capable, but yeah, on short hills I'm quite okay. But as long as when it gets a bit longer to the mountains, yeah, I definitely struggle a bit more.
Because you are a typical breakaway rider, I would say.
Yeah.
My perception is that you like the days where it's a long, hard day, rather than maybe the stages that we've had so far that are a bit more punchy.
Yeah, I like it punchy, but like when I'm like in the break, like a day like stage 10, for example, when it's just always up, down and quite steep, I'm just struggling a bit more because I'm much heavier than many other climbers. So yeah, I can do it for a few times, but I cannot do it all day. But if it's like a breakaway and it's just hilly and on the pedals all day, then I'm quite good.
Yeah, okay. The TT one is actually divided into two things, so the shorter ones and the longer ones. What would you say is your sweet spot? Like you like this length of a time trial, that's your best?
I would say, yeah, definitely the shorter ones. I think the one we had here in the tour, that's a bit too long for me. I'm getting better at it, but in the past I struggled a lot with long TTs. I just couldn't really deliver my power that I normally could do on the road bike. But I think I'm making progress there. I'm getting better also with longer TTs. But in the past, really like the short, like maybe not too short, but like the longer prologues and like TTs, maybe 10k to maximum 15, 20. That's where the sweet spot is for me, I think.
Yeah.
Where I can really do quite well.
Yeah, then you were, you got in 20th, right? That's. How did you feel about that result? Like,
yeah, I was a bit disappointed because also, yeah, for me, just because I don't really have that much experience with longer TTs, I was also a bit afraid about going out too quick. And yeah, then when I started, I think the wind changed a little bit. So the first guys had some really fast times in the first split, and I basically lost nearly all the time in the first 8k. Because I just didn't go hard enough. I was just too conservative, and then I was already down by quite a lot. And then in the second half I could do a really good TT, but was way too late to catch back the time because it was super fast. So yeah, I'm a bit disappointed with the result, and I think with a better pacing strategy I could have done a much better result.
Yeah.
But still, it was a good learning experience for me.
For sure, yeah. So you felt like you maybe had something left to your legs, like afterwards?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, you went all out maybe in the last part?
I still had something left, but also like when you go really fast, or when you have like really good legs in the fast part, the way back, you actually cannot really gain anything. You don't lose, but yeah, you can go hard on these little rollers, but you cannot catch back time. And in the harder sectors, yeah, there's actually where the legs make a big difference. And yeah, but I think I also need to really work on the training, because I'm not spending much time on the TT bike actually. So that's like the short TTs, it's not really a problem. I can get in a good position and just use the power I have. But if it's longer, I think you're also training on the bike gets really important, holding the position, and I think there is still good room for improvement.
Okay, well, that's nice to know then, that there's room for improvement actually. On our data, like it's not on there, but the prologue is also a separate thing. You score 88 there, and then the short time trial, which would be like between 10, 16, somewhere like that, is 90.
Oh.
So that's high. And then the long one is 58.
Yes.
Which makes sense because of the, like you said, you don't do them often. I think it's maybe gonna go up after this last one, but yeah, okay, so 77, I would say it's actually higher the potential that you have.
Yes.
But yeah, that's a nice one to improve then maybe.
Because also many Grand Tours so far, when we had long TTs, I was actually just trying to take it a bit easy and use it a little bit as a small rest day. So I haven't actually went really hard in long TTs. So in the nationals we had it a few times, but yeah, so far I think that was actually the first real TT I went. I tried to go hard when it was longer, because normally I was just thinking anyway I have no chance from doing anything. So yeah. But it's definitely becoming a bit more of a focus in the future.
How do you look at the one of Friday that's coming up with the climb in it?
Yeah, that will be nothing for me, I think.
No.
I will see how the next 2 days go and how hard I will race for. And then, maybe try to recover a little bit on this TT.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's also one where you're not even going to go on your TT bike, I think.
No, I think, some guys maybe start with the TT, but I think it's not really worth it to do a bike swap, so probably race with the normal road bike.
Okay, good to know. When you got to Jayco, I stalked your Instagram profile a bit and went back, and then I saw that post where you got announced, and it said that they signed a climber/GC rider. How do you look at that, and how have you developed over those 2 years?
Yeah, I think I'm really good in GCs, but like just in the shorter races, especially when there's like a combination with having a TT where I can really like also gain something, and then if it's just hilly but not like long climbs, the GC I have won so far in my career. We're all hilly, but not with long climbs. So these GC suit me super well, but definitely not for long stage races or like Grand Tours. That's definitely not my focus, and for this I'm a few kilos too heavy, I think.
Yeah. We do differentiate between the smaller GCs and the bigger ones, but obviously a Tour de France GC weighs a lot more than the smaller ones. But you do well. You've won some 1 week races, so that's nice. And then there's also the scale of 1 day races. What do you think you score there? It's not on here, but
it depends a bit what 1 day races. I actually haven't done so many 1 day races in my career. I've never really done the Cobble Classics or many of the Italian 1 day races. So, but this year I have quite a good Ardennes period. I was quite happy with my performance. Some of the days I could have done a better result for sure, but with my shape I was extremely happy. And especially the long 1 day races where it's like just also a lot of fatigue in the end, like 200 kilometers plus, and also the World Championships is definitely a big strength of me, I would say. But yeah, it depends on which 1 day races.
You score 90, so that's nice.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's a combination of all 1 day races basically. Then again, the bigger ones weigh more. But yeah, you did well this spring. What would you say is your favorite 1 day race?
Favorite one, I would say. It's not really like that I enjoy the racing so much, because it's a lot about positioning and a lot about fighting in the bunch. But Amstel is something I really enjoy, especially then in the last part when it's like getting really hard and the group gets selected. It's, in my opinion, the hardest race of the year. I'm always very very tired after this race, but I really enjoy it, and also.
What makes you enjoy it then? If it's so hard and all the twisting and turning and
yeah, I think just like also because it's like so much fatigue, and I think it's a big strength of me, so I can in the end I'm starting to enjoy it because yeah, the group gets small and it's just about the legs in the end and not really about being in position all day. So yeah, that I would say is a race I really enjoy.
yeah,
And
nice.
the World Championships, obviously, I think that's even higher. But the course is every year different, so it's hard to compare it.
Yeah. Speaking of fatigue, how do you then look at the difference between one-day races and a Grand Tour like this one? This is your first Tour de France, but you've also done the Vuelta, Giro. How do you look at riding for 3 weeks and having to keep up with that?
Yeah, normally I manage this quite well. Like my first Giro was super hard. I suffered a lot, but I was maybe also not prepared for racing a Grand Tour because I got into the program last minute. I wasn't really training or preparing for it. So there I went through the hardest weeks of my life, I think. But yeah, I still managed to win a stage. So that was like for me a bit career changing, and it was a really nice experience. But overall, I'm normally quite good in the second and third week. Unfortunately, the third week is more really hard mountain days, so I cannot really use the strength that much. But yeah, I think that's a strength of me, like just having the fatigue resistance also, and being able to recover even if it's hard day by day. And yeah, that's the same actually in the one-day races, because if it's a short one-day race where it's just hard in the final, I'm never really capable of doing a result. But if it's like super long and hard all day, that's actually when I can I use my strength.
Yeah, cool. And then speaking of this Tour de France, I think I saw you try to get on the break where Eddie Dunbar eventually went on and Healy won the stage. Would that have been a perfect Mauro stage, or was it not like fatiguing? That's not a word enough.
Yeah, I think there was a goal, but I wasn't super focused on this stage actually. But then in the end I still really wanted to be in the break because it was the first small opportunity, but we were not so sure if it's actually going to be a day for the break, because often then the first day where everybody thinks it's won, it's not always sure.
Yeah.
But then in the end I just went way too aggressive. I think in the first 30 or 40k I was covering a lot of moves. I tagged a lot of times and just shot my bullets way too early, and then it kept going for longer than I hoped.
It was insane.
And then unfortunately I couldn't be there because I just wasted my energy a bit too much. And like sometimes at the beginning of the stage I'm actually not that good, because getting in the break for me is sometimes really like I need to do it like with brutal force, but then I can try it a few times, but because I'm not extremely well with staying in the front always or being in position, if I'm like once there, then I like force it maybe a bit too much, and then I realized like in the tour is sometimes maybe not that easy to just try to rip everything apart. And it was a good learning experience, and on stage 10 it was much smoother to get in the break, so I think I can hopefully use this for the next breakaway stages that come up here.
Yeah, I think there will be a few more. Do you have a particular one where you're like, okay, that's my kind of stage?
Yeah, I think there's a small opportunity on stage 11. It's not really sure if a team will control. It could be a sprint, could be a breakaway stage. I'm expecting a really big fight to get into the break, so I think if I could be there, it's a stage that suits me. It's maybe not really hard enough, because the first part is pretty easy, and then it's like just a lot of steep kickers in the finish. So yeah, if it's the right breakaway, I think it's definitely a stage that could be good for me.
Yeah.
And then the other two I have already pretty much set from the beginning, is stage 15 and stage 20.
Yeah.
They look like two good breakaway stages that also suit my characteristics as a rider quite well.
Yeah.
So I think that's some two big goals for the rest of the tour.
Nice. Yeah, that's good to look forward to. So maybe tomorrow you will try as well, or
yeah. I think I will
At least
try it, but it will definitely be a big fight. I'm expecting could take like 2 hours till the break eventually goes. So
which will be an advantage for you maybe if you wait a bit and then
yeah,
get
but
into
it's
the race
it will be a bit of a gamble, and in the tour, especially in a stage like this, there will be probably 50 or 60 guys that said I want to be in this break, and it can be in the end 10 are there, maybe 20, maybe 5. Yeah, I think many guys will be very keen to try. And then it will not be an easy task to be there, but if I can be there without wasting all my energy to be there, I think could be a good stage. But I think I definitely need to gamble a little bit and pick my battles and go 1 or 2 times, and then hopefully I'm there, and otherwise have to focus for the other opportunities that come up.
Exactly. Nice. I'm gonna ask you a final question, then we're gonna wrap things up. Because if you did all sorts of bike racing, all sorts of cycling, if you would have to rank road, track, cyclocross, and mountain bike, how would you rank them?
Oh, that's a difficult one. I would say I really enjoy track, but I did a lot of cyclocross, so I think I would say maybe road 1, cyclocross 2, then track for me personally, because I had a really nice experience there when I was younger. It's for me number 3, and mountain bike is also super nice. I enjoy it also a lot, but it's more a bit for me in the off season and not really something I use a lot or train on during the season, because it's also bit risky sometimes. Yeah. So I would say that's number 4.
Nice, cool. You can keep this. There must be some space in your luggage.
Yeah, thank you.
You can put it on the bus during the stages.
You can put it in Eddie's seat. You can.